then there was AI, right? So then things are changing. And I want to focus now a little bit on how AI could potentially change the world of a software developer. And I appreciate you, maybe not all software developers, but the concepts will be very interesting, I hope. And the reason is that, you see, again, a lot of marketing fuzz and a lot of, internet fuzz about vibe coding. Vibe coding is a new way of creating software, basically, as a non-developer, so somebody with no technical development background. They can talk to their laptops or write a prompt or upload a document, and it starts generating an application. It's called vibe coding. It's very popular. It's great. I use it too, right? There's nothing wrong with it. But it's something that is taken off, and you would argue perhaps, why do I need low code if I can just say what I want and it generates the application for me? Well, the reason is simple, that this is from X. If you're not knowledgeable about what you do, you can get into a weird situation. This particular guy, Leo, created something nice through vibe coding and put it online and started to make some money with it. But he also published his work, or the AI work basically, in Git. And as he didn't know really much about code, he also published his API keys and his credit card details in there. He wasn't aware of what happened. And obviously some other people noticed that and started using his API keys, right? It's just a small example of, if you create something that you really do not understand fully, it could really bring you into a quite dangerous situation. And this is an individual, this is not a business context, but that's what most customers that I speak with today are struggling with. It's great to have something prompt-based coded, but what is the quality? What is the assurance that it will work in my business? And that's very hard. That's what we're trying to overcome as a business. And this is another nice example, I think. If you look at LinkedIn, there's a whole movement about professional developers that put vibe coding cleanup specialist in their tagline, right? They are, basically seeing that they get a lot of requests from organizations, from them, to help clean up the mess that vibe coding created. Now, I'm not here to dismiss vibe coding. I think it's definitely great technology and a great capability, but there's a balancing act that we have to take as an organization. We have to make sure that whatever is created is safe and secure. So let's focus a little bit on what this means in the context of Mendix. And I want to split it out. So first I want to look at how AI is going to help the developer. So the how we build software, the developer's aid to creating software. And later I'm going to look at what software really is in the new era. So it's AI developed assisted development right here. And we introduced Maya about a year ago officially, maybe a little bit sooner before even. But it's a Copilot-like functionality across the Mendix platform that helps you, with guidance and assistance and generation even, right? So it helps you to build the right application. It gives you instructions, or it gives you guidance. It gives you tips and tricks, but also it generates parts of the application for you if you want it. And that's what we call AI-assisted development. And the way we implement it is to make sure that you always have a low risk. So what it really means, if you look at vibe coding, it's going to give you a lot of code that you can't really testify. In Mendix, we have the advantage that all the building blocks, all the things that you can drag and drop together are all tested, certified, and approved. So there's about 200 of those building blocks. And the AI can combine them as well, but you can always inspect it. You can always see what it did and how it did it, because it's built on trusted building blocks. And it integrates the full stack application from the bottom till the end, so you have a very consistent application being generated by the AI. And that's the benefit of AI and low-code together. So it's a very low-risk approach to this vibe coding concept. So what it means, if you're a developer, you may recognize this being a domain model, which is basically one layer in the Mendix stack that you develop. And while you can drag and drop this and draw arrows, basically create a sort of a database structure, you can also do it through a chat interface like this. the beauty of this is that you can mix and match that, right? So you can start with a prompt or a document that you may have and ask it to generate the model. And then you can go in there and make some small iterations. It's much more efficient, maybe if you want to add one little attribute, to do it with the right click, type in the attribute name and you're done, as opposed to writing a prompt. But if you want to do that on all the elements, you can create a prompt again, right? So it's a combination, and it's what the developer really likes to do specifically for the task, right? So it's quite a happy combination of both visual and conversational way of creating a domain model. And like I said before, we don't only do the generation bit, we also have assistance and guidance. And I think what that means, and I have a few examples, is even if you're not a fully fledged Mendix developer yet, you can have AI help you understand what's created by somebody else. Maybe somebody else created a piece of logic in your application. You can ask the AI, tell me in English, Dutch, or Hungarian what it does for you. How does it work? And you can ask it, I think there's an issue with this. Can you help me identify maybe what the bottleneck could be, right? So you can talk to the AI to learn about the Mendix model and see if you can find ways to improve it. So it's also a nice capability for less experienced Mendix developers to become more experienced through the use of AI. And obviously this will evolve. We're going to create this into a fully document generator. So you can use the AI to generate documentation of a part or for your full application when it comes to technical documentation. And that's a great example of what I think guidance could be. So another example would be on the front end. AI can help you as a developer to make good decisions on what potentially could be improved on the UI front, or what a logical next thing would be to add. Basically to speed up development and to make sure that the front end is looking good, it meets all the criteria that you've set out as an organization, that it is compliant with your look and feel. And again, AI is a great tool for that to help. More examples is on the logic generator, so it's a bit of a type ahead. So as a developer, you don't have to even use the mouse. You can type ahead and it will use AI to predict what is a logical next step. Again, increase efficiency. And over all these things, we can improve the developer efficiency by percentages and adding them up, maybe 20%, 30% already at this moment in time, and we aim for even more, of course, in the time ahead. So we're adding AI to a lot of places. Also things like best practice recommender. So it is looking at what you created as a developer, and it will suggest improvements. The thing we're going to add in a couple of months is also that you can upload your best practices into Maya, and it will then look specifically according to your best practices as well. So it's a combination of what we think is the best and what yourself as a center of excellence may have developed also, and it takes that into account. Again, lots of things here. Page generator, so based on an image, maybe you work in your organization, you draw something on a whiteboard, you take a photo and that you upload that photo, and Maya can turn that into a front end for you by a single action. And of course you need to tweak it, you need to make it more prettier, but you can really go into prototype mode really quickly based on a photo or maybe a drawing that you make.